A few things I forgot to say about the star is that when you take it, you start shining. In Mario Brothers, the first one, it's as if shining has something to do with your power. Being invincible is to shine, and so it feels like a comparison. Like the star shining is like Mario, as if Mario becomes Starman. This made me think, what about the mushrooms? Does Mario become Mushroom Man when he takes the mushroom? Is it like he becomes a mushroom? In a sense, maybe. If you take the mushroom to be like a growing living thing that therefore gets bigger as it grows. If so, Mario getting bigger is sort of like a comparison too, like an echo, as if Mario sort of becomes the things he obtains, or emulates them. If so, when he shines like the star, he is emulating a property of the star, which is to shine. The star is associated with light. Of course, when it comes to the mushrooms, Mario could be taking a mushroom for other reasons, for example, as a food, and food makes you grow up and live stronger. On the other hand, Miyamoto, I think, said Alice in Wonderland, with its foods that make you bigger and smaller, was an inspiration for the game, so it could also be a reference to that. That Alice in Wonderland association to me also evokes other things, such as the idea of a mushroom or toadstool as a seat for living beings, like a seat or place of residence for little fairy beings in the woods, as of course the mushroom gets adopted as a house when Toad lives in it, and the seemingly general liking that Nintendo has for little fairy-like creatures, be it Link in the Zelda games and the Kokiris, or the Pikmin in later games, which Miyamoto, I suppose, inspired off his own imaginings that his garden might be a place of fairies and play. All of this, of course, might not give a lot of credence to why mushrooms make you grow as being a theory of being bigger, if that sentence even makes sense. But let me play with it for a while. It seems to me that when you obtain something, like a star, you become shiny, like the star. So it seems like shining is a property of the star that gives it power, or that is important for Nintendo as a company. If so, then light could be of importance. Of course, light is needed to see. The video game itself is dependent on light being emitted through the screen, and the screen at this time, the 90s, was just getting better and better. More and more graphics of different kinds could be fitted onto the screen. It feels as if the screen itself is expanding. On the other hand, new types of devices like the Game Boy are created. So Mario is hopping from one device to another device. It seems as if the team that made Mario Land, the first Game Boy game for Mario, I guess, was different from Shigeru Miyamoto's usual team. And so the world is different. It feels almost as if the game is set in a different Mushroom Kingdom-like world, but not quite the Mushroom Kingdom, because it's on a device that is not the usual device. As if Mario's exploration of a new world, resembling his own, is because he's indeed inside a new world, the Game Boy.